Hello, welcome back to Rockvalley. As you can see, I just hit the milestone for 7,000 people in a city. So now I'm officially a city. A small one, but I am one. Are these official distinctions? I've always wondered about that because, you say, oh, it's just a small town. Oh, I live in a small town, small city. Well, what's a small city? How many people makes it a city as opposed to a town, as opposed to a village, as opposed to a metropolis? Or is it based off of physical size? I don't know. I don't think that could be the case. Off of like square mileage, square footage, square mileage, I guess. Acreage. I don't know. Anyways, Rockvalley is now a city, so moving on up. It didn't do a whole lot. I don't remember. I guess I could have read it there at the beginning, but I didn't. I'm really struggling for stuff to talk about. It's the weekend, so I didn't really do anything. There's not much news to talk about. I guess, the election's coming up. So there's that. This is good. I watched the new Borat, which was it was good. I enjoyed it. I liked it. But I also, am a 12-year-old in a 30-year-old body, so I definitely laugh at that kind of humor a lot. The whole Rudy Giuliani thing was, yeah, they definitely made it look bad. My wife thought it was bad, but then she kind of came around. It was like, oh, maybe it was selectively edited. It's like, yeah, it was definitely weird. Patting her on the hip like that and stuff, that was weird, but hey, what's wrong with that? Two consenting adults. I don't know. Did she consent? Do you have to ask to be like, hey, can I pat your hip? Probably. Probably should. I mean, you don't have to. Not when you're 70 something. Seriously, it is late and dark and there are kids screaming outside? That's one of the problems with this neighborhood I live in right now. All these kids, they go out and they scream, like they're being murdered every single night. Like Jason or Freddy or someone or Michael Myers, one of those guys just like wandering through the neighborhood, just cutting them down one by one. Well, actually, he usually does it in groups. So there's usually a lot of kids getting killed all at once, it sounds like. It's annoying. It really makes me want to swear, but I'm going to try not to. I'll do the, it's really freaking annoying hearing these kids scream like they're being freaking murdered every single night. I mean, it's been dark for hours, too. Especially, it's late in the year here in where I live. So, that means it's, dark. It gets dark early. It's dark at, I don't know, 5, 6. Starts to get dark at 6. I think we fall back next week. So then it will definitely be dark by 6. I mean, that's crazy. It's going to be dark before my wife gets off of work. That's so crazy. I always hated those days. You go into work, and it's dark, and then you get off of work, and it's dark. It's like you miss all of the sunlight for the day. Pretty miserable. I don't know if that's worse than working overnight, I did that for a long time. Not for a long, long time. What's a long time? Anyways. But I did that for a while. So that was pretty bad. It was like, there were those times where I'd get off of work and it's dark, and then I would sleep all throughout the light, and then I would wake up and it would be dark, and then I'd go to work all night. Those were good times. Definitely enjoyed my nights alone in the Kroger bakery, just baking bread and rolls and cinnamon rolls and donuts and all of that. It's good times. Let you in on a little secret. If it says bakery fresh, it was frozen. Yeah. I mean, that's all there is to it. If it says bakery fresh, it was originally frozen. And this is at Kroger, at least. So I don't know if, like, the King Soopers or the other Kroger-owned business brands have the same situation of mislabeling freshness. That's like that episode of Kitchen Nightmares or something where they say fresh frozen. It's like, oh, we use fresh frozen fish. It's like, wait, what? Fresh frozen? No, you can't have those two things together. They don't work together. It's not. But I don't know. Usually, but with some fish, yeah, kind of. Because they can freeze it on the boat. And that pretty much preserves it in the state that it was in the water. I mean, some of those fish, can't they just freeze them and then they thaw them out and they just come back to life? They just start swimming around again? I don't know if those videos are real, but I think I've seen those. So this seems like a pretty fresh fish to me, frozen. Fresher than... You can't kill the fish and then take it to the shore and then bring it back to life. I'm assuming that these videos I've seen are real, and that these fish do get frozen and do come back to life. Because that seems like the freshest thing that there is, It's just like cryogenically preserved. Reminds me of Frozen Dead Guy days in Nederland, Colorado. That was a good time. There's this guy, I don't remember his name, but he was one of the first in the country, I think, to try to freeze himself, like cryogenically preserve himself. And I think the family still has the remains. Oh cool, I just expanded there. I think they still have the remains, but it's pretty accepted that it hasn't been preserved well enough to actually, work to keep him alive. Well, not alive, but preserved well enough to where he could come back to life. But anyways, they have like a weekend party up there once a year, and it's called Frozen Dead Guy Days, which is pretty cool. So they have like live music and alcohol and what else at parties? I don't remember. I only went once. And all I wanted to do was go to the skate park, but it was, I want to say like February or something, so, in the middle of winter in Colorado, it's not the best time or place to go skateboard. Yep. So that's the story of that. I'd like to go check that out again sometime, maybe. Later on in life. I don't know. I guess we'll start wrapping this up. I might have to go save some children from being murdered. We never know. Anyways, do those things, the like and subscribe and share and comment. And here's the 5th one that I finally remembered. Hit that notification bell if you want to hear a bunch of BS and know when I put that out. Until next time.